Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Lucky son of a beep. So we got two replays for you today, where they get absolutely so freaking lucky. It's incredible. It's incredible how some people can get so lucky. Now, there's a lot of different ways you could get lucky. You could get RNG, you can get an Amarak, you can get a sort of bad ting, or you can get bounces. There's a lot of different ways where you can get lucky. Now, this game is more about the bounce. Sometimes all it takes is one thing for you to get lucky with, and that one thing can change the outcome of the game completely. Now, this game we're watching the Foch 155 on Castilla, and already he's gone into the camping position. Fair enough. I don't really like camping in the Foch 155. It's more for me like a YOLO tank, help your mediums, help your heavies. But our guy here is using it as a proper TD. Now, it's not too bad because he has the options. Now, he's RNG is definitely he's definitely paid for RNG. These guys have definitely paid for RNG, and that's actually going to be the title of my video. Not Lucky Son of a Beep. It's going to be called They Paid for RNG, because this doesn't happen all the time. And if I was driving this tank right now in this game, if this was me, I probably wouldn't get the RNG that this guy has got. So you can see, hasn't bounced a shot, from this distance, still hasn't bounced a shot. And I love the fact that he's just patiently waiting. You know, he's got the team with him, and he's got the enemy opened up. Now, this is a perfect opportunity for him to farm a lot of damage, and he gets his first bounce, so he hasn't paid too much for the RNG clearly, but he's still got one shell left, and he's going to get that into the bottom plate of that E100. So he's now farmed 2.9k damage, and the enemy are they're starting to push more forward. Of course, you've got the 60 TP there, you've got the E100, and you've got a few other tanks. Now, if you look at the map, someone has already now caught base A, and that is a tank destroyer, so he needs to pay close attention to that. So he's going to wait. He's got one shell left. He's got 7 seconds left on the reload, and he will have 2 shells left, and he's still patiently waiting. He's managed to farm up 4,600 damage now, just completely farming these guys. Now, the IS-7 is pushing forward. He's got 1 shell left. Now, he's going to wait. I love the fact that he is patient. He's not just farming, shooting when he has the opportunity. He's waiting, and that pays off because he gets a beautiful Amarak. And now the 60 TP is pushing. It's a 4 versus 4. The 60 TP is a one shot. However, he's still on a reload, but he just manages to get that shot. But because of the 60 TP, the position, he is now spotted, and he gets a bounce from the front, and he gets a bounce from the right side. So if I was him right now, it's a 3 versus 3. What would you do, knowing that the E100 is up there, and God knows where the Death Star is? We know that there is one tank destroyer, which is the grill, on the A side. Would you push the A side 1 versus 1 in against the grill, or would you push this E100 this side, not knowing where the Death Star is? Now, he's decided to push the E100 side, which I didn't expect, to be honest. I didn't expect, because if that Death Star is up there in the camping position, he's going to be dead. But he does manage to now clear the E100, so overall it wasn't a bad decision, and he does keep his 60 TP alive. So it's now a 3 versus 2. There's the grill, and there is now the Death Star. So the grill's up the top. At least he's separated from the Death Star, but he is still a one-shot to this Death Star, and they are now losing on supremacy points, and it's a 2 versus 2. So what's he going to do? 7.3k damage, 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Is he going to push the Death Star, or is he going to push the grill? Now, watching this, I'm thinking, okay, he's going to push the Death Star, and then no, he changes his mind. But as soon as he changes his mind and starts going this side of the map, the Death Star will start capping. So he could have just gone further forward up the little the ramp to the right, because the enemy Death Star is going to cut B, so we know where he is. Now, the grill hasn't been spotted yet. I'm assuming he's still up where he was. So it's just waiting. No idea what his Death Star is doing on his team. He's just sat in the same position all game. Now, he's actually not AFK. Believe it or not, he's not AFK. But because he decided to go this side of the map, the Death Star has now caught base B. Now, he's going to get a nice shot here on the grill. Now, he has a free HE shot here. He doesn't use it. He uses AP, but the second shell, I believe he is going to use HE, and he's going to do how much? He's got a lot of time here, loads of time, but the Death Star does shoot as well. So now it is a 2 versus 1. He's now spotted, but where is this has this Death Star gone? Now, it's good because his Death Star is also full hit points, but they need to start capping these bases because the Death Star can win on bases, which will be an absolute shame. So still 1200 damage. He can take an AP shot, but he is a 1 HE shot away, but he does get penned, and now he's got 1 shell left to go on the Death Star, and he is going to get that shot, but unfortunately the Death Star will have reloaded before he now reloads. So he's a 1 shot. His Death Star is full hit points, but because of these supremacy bases, this Death Star, if he kills the Foch right now, then it could be game over, because the Death Star has a building and he's just going to hide from this Death Star on the enemy team. So nice play there, just slowing the gameplay down a little bit by capping that base, and this is where he gets so lucky. Comes around the corner and gets a 1300 bounce. How lucky can you get? And that bounce right there was the difference between winning and losing. And overall, he had a fantastic game. 9,419 damage, almost 2,000 block damage. And that's the kind of damage you'd like to see in the game. So very, very lucky indeed from that 1 bounce. And I honestly believe if he would have died there, it would have been game over and a win for the enemy team, because his Death Star wasn't really doing too much. And if he had the building, that would help him massively. So next up we have Average Market Fan driving the M48 pattern. Now, as we know, the M48 pattern has been previously buffed, and it's a pretty solid tank now. It's got the DPM, it's got armor, it's got speed, it's got everything a medium wants or medium needs. So he's going to get lucky. He's going to get a vent, just like we've seen there, with a bounce right at the end. Our guy here in the pattern is also going to get very, very lucky. And now I hope you can understand, like, when I say 1 bit of luck can change the outcome of the game, that is completely true, 100% true. 1 bit of luck can change that outcome of the game. And for our battle in the Foch there, yes, there was a few lucky things happening, like the Amarak, the RNG on his side, and of course the bounces as well. So he has been spotted now in the pattern. There's nothing really to shoot at. There are quite a few medium tanks. Now he needs to pay attention as to where the enemy are. They're all around. There's tanks to the left, there's tanks to the right, and of course he knows that, and he's hiding the side of his tank against this wall. So nice positioning here, because this tank has a fantastic turret, and it is high. It is a high tank, but if you can hide your hull or hide your the side and go hull down, then you will get quite a lot of bounces in this tank. So as you can see, he's now bounced 420. There is 1 tank down on the enemy team, and now he does get shot from that guy up there, the T90, the T54E1, sorry, and he lost a big chunk of hit points there. But you can see he's trying to bait these shots as well from that guy. Unfortunately, does bounce on him, and now the standard B is going to push. Well, I thought he was going to push, but then he changed his mind and just gets ripped apart. But he is taking care of the pattern as well on his the other pattern. So it is now a 5 versus 6. He's only done 2k damage so far, but now they've got it down to, well, it's now a 4 versus 5. So they are dropping like flies. Hasn't really been too lucky at the moment. He's in a decent position. Nobody's really pushing him. The T54E1 up there is just being ripped apart. The standard B over it is a one-shot, and he's now going to push this standard B. Now, there is also the T92E1, which he gets a beautiful bounce. There goes the E75 on his team. So it is now a 3 versus 5. Now, here I do think he went wrong. So he takes care of the standard B, and he heads towards this middle side. I would have headed towards the right side to cut the T54E1 off, because as we know, he would have been on his own. So it's a 2 versus 4 now. So he needs a bit of a miracle, to be honest, and he's now only on 700 hit points, so not a lot of hit points at all. Now he does get lucky because the T92 decides not to run away, and because of the DPM of our pattern, he does manage to clear him for his second kill and 4.8k damage. So the standard B on his team is the other side of the map. There is still quite a few hit points to go. Now he knows that the T54E1 was around this side of the map, and as I've said, I would have headed towards that T54E1 first before I would have headed on to this this T92. But the standard B is coming to help. Where are these guys? There is still a Death Star out there. There is still a 60 TP, I think, out there, and of course there is still the T54E1. Where are these guys? Now he is a one-shot to the Death Star, and he could potentially be a one-shot to the 60 TP as well. And now we know that there is one tank capping, so that is one tank taken out of the equation, taken out of question. Where to find this guy? We know where this guy is, so he just needs to be patient. There's the Death Star, so that is another tank. So 2 tanks, we know where 2 tanks are, and the T54E1 is that on the base, sorry. So he's going to focus him. He's the lower hit points, and now I love this. He's trying to use his gun depression to get the shot off and just to only show his turret. And now God knows what the standard B is doing. The standard B should have run away. He should have run away. He pays the price, and the Death Star takes him out. So that now leaves our guy alone against 3 tanks. He does get a nice shot, however, into the Death Star to bring his damage now up to 5.4k damage. We know that there is a one shot. We know that the Death Star is very low hit points, but it doesn't matter because he's also a one shot to these guys, and there is only 2 minutes left on the clock. Now he's going to get himself into a decent position, because if he gets himself up here where these tanks are, there's only 2 ways up where he is, and that's obviously here and here. So he's just being patient. He's going to wait for the opportunity. He's going to get a beautiful shot into the Death Star, brings him now down to a one shot, but again, he still needs to be very, very careful. Now what I would do is probably reset your camo again and come out and hopefully take care of one of them. But he's now just firing. He's missing his shots. He's probably panicking, but even only being on 700 hit points, this is still an easily winnable game. But the 60 TP still has quite a bit of hit points left, and he is now spotted, and there is only 1.5 minutes left on the clock, and he still needs to take out 3 tanks. Now the T54E1 is pushing. He's going to load up the HE, get the shot into him, and now because he shoots, the Death Star is going to push, forgetting that the reload on this tank is very, very low. And again, if he can go hold down, he'll be able to take this guy out easily. So he does just that. But with 83 cap points, he now is alone against the 60 TP. As you can see, is almost full hit points. I love the fact that he's trying to splash HE damage into him to stop the bases, but unfortunately doesn't pay off. So he has to now penetrate a shot for this to come off, for the base to be reset. So he's just going to wait. He's going to wait. He gets the track shot, is enough. That is enough to stop the cap points, and he is going to now take a shot from the 60 TP. There is only 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left, and there's still 1,600 points to get through. And now what he's going to do is he's going to try and keep him there by just slapping on his tracks, and the luck hasn't even come yet. The luck is about to happen. There we go. What a bounce. How lucky can you get? Right at the dying seconds of the game, he gets a bounce. The 60 TP could have just shot HE and it would have been a win, but no, just like the Foch game, one bounce is all it takes, or one blocked shot is all it takes for a very, very nice victory. 8,300 damage and a very nice win. So do you get this lucky? Do you pay for RNG like these guys? I'd love to know. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.